Hi there, my name is Shola Koka and I am from Covenant University here in Nigeria, and I'm one of the successful candidates for the 2021 Martha Farrell Foundation Fellowship. I'm thankful for this opportunity, and I'd like to run you through what the project that I had been saddled with, how it played out, and the persons I had here on campus, what I had to do, and everything basically. So thank you for joining me, and you're welcome. So one of the responsibilities that, or rather the main responsibility I had, was to conduct a training on campus with respect to creating awareness for sexual harassment issues. And the main crux of this project is to make sure that campus is entirely a safe space for everyone, faculty, students, staff, to make sure nobody feels subtly or directly sexually harassed, to make sure persons who are in whatever category of harassment feel comfortable, safe, and courageous enough to report, and to make sure that everybody, just feels safe on campus, basically. So these were part of the things that gave birth to the title Project End Harassment now, and I had the responsibility to bring persons on campus, which I did. So on the 30th of April 2022, I conducted the training right here on campus, and it was a very wonderful experience. It was quite overwhelming. We had wonderful attendance, and every of the facilitators that was invited was available to grace the occasion and, of course, to do justice to the topics that they were given. During the campaign for this project, we leaned on the international hashtag No Means No, and that was what we used to campaign to tell people about and how to look forward to attending the training, where they would get more information about sexual harassment and sexual harassment related issues. And of course, no is a full sentence. No certainly means no. No means I'm not interested. No means it doesn't mean maybe, it doesn't mean later, it doesn't mean stop it, I like it. It doesn't mean any of that. No just simply means no. It means you don't want to do what the person is asking you to do. I'll just run you through the attendees and the facilitators. So it's statutory on my campus, when we have projects of this magnitude, to have the Vice Chancellor make the opening remarks and to talk about, to welcome and to declare the event open. And I was most honored to have the Vice Chancellor of my university open the event, and he was there and he spoke very passionately about the institution's zero tolerance for sexual harassment issues, and his points were reiterated loud and clear. I'd like to thank you, sir, for coming, and it was really an honor to have you there. Shortly after he spoke, we had the registrar's presentation, which was ably presented by his representative, the head of the legal team of the university, Barrister Ayodele Osayonde, and she spoke very briefly also on the policy of the university, and she spoke on how to make reports. Then it was super ideal to have the co-host from the Martha Farrell Foundation, and we had Ms. Nandita Bath, and she joined online, and she spoke about the foundation, what they do and what they have been doing for years. And she also mentioned about safe spaces, and then she also mentioned what persons should look out for as they attended these trainings. And it was wonderful to have Nandita join all the way from New Delhi, India. Then we had Dr. Sholami Okwala. She was our harassment counselor, and she spoke very intelligently about the definitions of sexual harassment, the categories of sexual harassment, and she also mentioned the possible triggers. What are the things that could trigger harassment in a community like this? So shortly after that, we had come up Barrister Kunle Ajigbolamu, who is a legal practitioner in England, in Wales, and in Nigeria. And he spoke on the differences of sexual harassment and sexual assault. And he defined and differentiated this concept so clearly, it was quite enlightening, and people were really mesmerized to know the difference. He mentioned the penalties for falsely accusing a person, and we hope that everybody who has been falsely accused also would get justice. And he really wowed the audience. Then we also had one of our police officers in the precincts around here. He spoke about the sanctions and disciplinary actions against offenders. And everybody needed to know so that they know how to, guide themselves properly and how to conduct themselves in civil society like we find ourselves in. Then I thought it was only right to have the head of the human resource of the university also come to speak to the attendees about the rights of each one of us on campus. And of course, a lot of information, valuable information was shared during that session. Shortly after she spoke, we also thought that we should host a sex educator, marriage counselor, and we had Mrs. Favor Chukuma do that, and she spoke on how to protect yourself from sexual harassment. It was very enlightening, very, very engaging, and very interactive. The students had so many questions after that, and it was very, it was a wonderful session, basically. It was a wonderful session. That took us into the interactive session. Lots of personal questions were asked and answers were provided. And then we spoke about our mechanism, what we intend to do as a university. It was still work in progress at the time, but we spoke about it, and to make them know that this training, this campaign, this awareness is not going to end. It's going to be an ongoing thing, and the university management was very supportive for this project all along, and they want us to make sure that I continue this training in different capacities, in different categories, and make sure that the facilitators who we brought, we bring them up again, subsequently, so that they can continue to inform, educate, and sensitize our community. Okay, so there you have it. It was a wonderful day. We had so much information being shared, and everyone who attended went home with something new that they had heard. And always remember this, no one is safe until everyone is safe. And like I said earlier, the university has a zero tolerance for any form of sexual harassment to faculty, to students, and of course to any member of the community. I would like to thank my facilitators. I would like to thank the university management for the support, and in various categories I can't begin to enumerate now. I would like to thank the funders of this training, Martha Farrell Foundation, and of course the Association of Commonwealth of Universities, ACU. I would like to also thank each one of my students. Thank you very much for having me. My name is Shola Koka, and this is me signing out.